Hello and good day to everybody who watches me, and I'd just like to welcome our two guests today. And we got Dylan and Jordan, aka Divine Tension and Madam Joe Mama, who are local drag queens in the Dumfries and Galloway and the wider area, quite famous individuals. But they're here today to talk to us about mental health and the connections and how it affects their own lives with the drag world and etc. And just to try and get a message across about struggles and how that affects them and how it affects the wider community as well in the LGBTQ community. So I'll let the two guys introduce themselves first. They can let us know. So Dylan, you just tell us a little sort of brief bio about yourself, if you don't mind, and then I'll move on to Jordan.
Of course. So, hi, I'm Divine Tension. I have been doing drag for actually, it's over 9 years now, but it's been just over 9 years. I'm kind of approaching the 10th year. I started when I was at uni in 2017. That was like my first performance at a student union. Ever since then, it's all just been one really non-destructive part of my life. I'm kidding. No, it's been fucking fabulous. I love drag. I love what I do. I opened for Chapel Roan last year.
No way, did you?
I know nobody would be able to guess. It's crazy. And I just want to let all of your viewers out there know that I do not condone any of this backlash that Chapel's getting at the moment. I think it's abhorrent, to be quite honest. Yeah. So I think I stand by you, Chapel, always and forever. And that's me, Divine Tension.
Well, the masses do need a distraction, and it's just a very good distraction, isn't it? Something for them to just look at that's not going to wind them up. So I agree with you.
Well, you said it. Absolutely.
So, fantastic. Jordan, thanks for that, Dylan.
That's the ovation from Barbara.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Jordan, or Joe, or Madam Joe, whatever you want to call me. I am a drag artist that specialises in singing and DJing. I've been doing drag for 5 years now. I had my first performance at the Theatre Royal in Dumfries. I was booked by someone called Divine Tension, whoever they are. Yeah, since then it's been an absolute whirlwind. So yes, that's sold Madam Joe in a nutshell, really.
Fantastic. So, right, I'll just let you know, Jordan, your camera's sort of, are you on a laptop?
I am.
All right, it is sort of quite fuzzy from where I'm looking at, so I don't know whether or not it needs to come closer or just to let you know, so it's not as finely focused as me and...
It may be the internet connection. Let's see.
It's all right, we've got plenty of time.
If I take it off portrait, does that look any better?
I'm wondering if it's just struggling to focus in on your luscious face, my love.
Luscious.
I do kiss the ass of all my guests.
Sorry, Joe, that wasn't supposed to come across as shady or anything. I just meant luscious.
Luscious?
Like massacre. Like luscious massacre. That's a reference. We're not going there.
Might be just the light is sort of, because it might be just, I don't know how strong your camera is. It's sort of picking up and it's a bit blurry, so I don't know if it can be moved closer to you or...
No, unless I've got my laptop like this.
Oh my gosh, no then. It was great before when you went in the kitchen. I don't know if it's because of the low light.
Hold on.
Unless you want to come back, unless you want to go out and come back on your phone if you've got a stronger phone.
I'm just going to try something.
So I don't want to sort of have you blurred and then me and Dylan stealing all the limelight.
Let me come back to you. Give me 2 seconds.
With our Malcolm and Wise glasses on.
Yeah, 100%. Have we got the same type of glasses? No, we don't.
I think they're not. No, yours has got the rainbow on the side, haven't they?
Mine's are Elton John collection.
Right, no, I'm a care worker, so I can't afford. These are Specsavers.
You think I can afford? You read my Facebook post earlier. You think I can afford these? I got them from my mother.
Did you?
I did, yes. It was a Christmas gift. Everything in my house right now is literally from my mother. And it's so it's crazy. Some people say, no, he'll be back in a sec.
Oh, no. Best if we could get just a little bit more clarity, because I don't want to lose him in the middle with all the fuzz and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Otherwise, it's just not going to be great for his recording. No, I just went for the whole, I don't know, somebody told me I need a gimmick. as Divine has got a gimmick and Madam Jo's got a gimmick, so said you need a flat cap and to go with a Yorkshire accent and a pair of thick glasses. Tash teeth and glasses, you see, or tat as we call it in Yorkshire. That's a tat in Yorkshire.
I see. No, that's everything, actually.
You can't miss the teeth, especially because it's on the logo of the podcast. So
you're definitely looking like advert for like Yorkshire tea right now, which is kind of everything.
Yeah. Well,
either that or Tetley's tea, but I don't know what your preference is. I prefer Yorkshire.
No, well, not now that I've moved here. I prefer the Scottish blend.
Do you? Okay, fair enough.
Well, I got the Yorkshire one, and then Ian, as you know, just went, no, they taste horrible. So we got to get Scottish blends.
That's a true Sanker man.
He's just saying, no, we're not having none of that. He's actually around. I'll grab him when he comes past because I'll cut all of this bit out of recording. That's not a problem. And how are you feeling after today's post? Did you feel like a bit better from the post, or has it made it worse? Or
I feel I can't say that I feel like any better, or I mean I feel better than I did this morning. Like just because I've been like doing things and like trying to kind of just like distract myself. And everyone's been really nice. Like everyone's been like sending me messages and that, and it's really nice. I haven't responded to anyone because I'm kind of like just trying to like process my own like mental situation. Do you know what I mean? But it's been nice to see. It's been nice to see people like reaching out. Do you know what I mean? Because I think one of the things about it is like when you feel like you're lonely, there's no worse feeling, and it isn't just a sense of like, oh, I feel lonely in the sense that, oh, I'm just by myself. Like it is like a really deep rooted like loneliness. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's that kind of thing where it's like I'm not only am I like single, live by myself, all that sort of stuff, but it's that kind of thing where it's like throughout my life, I feel like I've always kind of had to like, and this is more so like when I was younger, but it's like I've always felt like I've had to kind of like ask permission to do kind of anything. And not with my family, but with people that I kind of like, with just the outside world in general.
That's
Hi.
Better. That's a better picture. Sorry, Dylan.
Can we see you now?
Go on.
I'm just writing. Yeah, no, like it's that kind of thing where it's like I always kind of felt like, because I kind of, when I started working in the creative industries, I was in an environment where you always had to kind of like ask for permission. And I think that is quite a lot to do with how I feel about like asking people for help. Do you know what I mean? Because in the same breath of asking for permission, you were also, I'm not going to name the people that I worked with, but I also, a lot of times that you felt ridiculed for asking those questions.
Yeah.
So every question turned into a stupid question, and because of that, I started to feel like I just, was always kind of like a fucking burden. So I started just doing everything by myself. And it takes a lot for me to like let people into my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of wild. But yeah, like the lonely feeling like never subsides really. It kind of like, it's better when you have people like Jordan or like, my family that I can like turn to just be like open and vulnerable with, because it's just like it's a really difficult thing. I've only really just started being like really vulnerable like online over the past couple of years. Like I never used to do that, and I always didn't want to because I always just find it quite cringe. But when you kind of get over that and you grow up, you're just kind of like, it's not like your mental health isn't anything to be cringeworthy. It's just how you feel, and that's how I feel at the time. So I feel like I just kind of like stop saying to myself that people are going to be bothered by what I'm saying all the time. But yeah, that's a lot to start with, but there we go.
No, sorry, Jordan, we were just, sorry, I'm just getting rid of this screen here. We were just filling the time, and I just wanted to catch up and see how Dylan was with, obviously, the post today, because I know being a man that's struggled with mental health since, oh my God, since I had my first breakdown in 2007, where I had a full-on... I know what a struggle it is. And just for you, just to manage your expectations, it never goes away. But what you do is you learn to live with it and accept it, and also and almost become proud of it. I've become proud of my mental health because I've got post-traumatic stress, I've got OCD, I've got depression, anxiety. I just found out I'm neurodivergent last year. So I've got that to fucking deal with. It's like coming out again, all over again. So you just don't learn. It just doesn't, even with all the therapy I've had, and I've had a lot of therapy, and I'm still under therapy now. I've got a great therapist. She's lovely. I love her. But you just learn to sort of cope with it. And you learn to go, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm just going to do my thing. And I don't care what people think about what it is. And I don't care about other people's opinions, because that is a great problem with mental health. Because you do, like you said yourself, you do get you sort of get bogged down by other people's thoughts and opinions of you. And you end up people pleasing. And you can never please anybody. You just get to a point where you go, I'm just going to please me. And if those around me are pleased by who I am, well, so be it. Those that are not, don't care. And if I've only got 2 people in my life, then I've only got 2 people in my life.
Yeah.
That's what my dad once said to me. He says, you might have 1,000 acquaintances. And at the time when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I had loads. He said, but they're only acquaintances, not actual true friends. So why are you running around for them? And you learn that over time. I mean, I'm 52. I'm still learning. Right. Are we all right? Shall we get on?
Yeah.
Crack
All
on,
good.
then. This is sort of, whoever wants to answer, and if you both want to answer at the same time and chip in a little bit each, I'm not bothered. That's fine. Okay? So when you step into drag, either of you, are you becoming someone else or revealing more of who you already are?
Can I chip in first? So,
Of course, you go.
Dylan can attest to this. When I first started doing drag, I thought there was a massive difference between who Jordan was and who Madam Jo was. And I think it's only in maybe like the last year and a half that I'm realising that that's not the case. So I think I do recognise Madam Jo as more of, and as weird as this sounds, I recognise Madam Jo as a more sort of like the more masculine me. And I know that's ridiculous to say, but that's how I view her. And she's almost like an extension of my masculinity. I don't know why she's an extension of my masculinity, but that's just how I've come to view her. But I think, a few years ago, yes, Jordan and Madam Jo, I considered them 2 very separate people. So when I put everything on and I was in full clobber, yeah, she was an escape for me. She was an opportunity for me to forget about what's going on in my own head, and an opportunity to step into a completely different reality. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I sort of went, ooh, maybe not the healthiest of approaches.
I get that. I can stop. I could get it in relation to the fact that I've watched you perform as Madam Jo Mama for quite a lot of times, and you don't take no shit. So I can see that as an extension of your masculinity, and sort of taking it from that position. So do you, well, I'll come to that question. It's an add-on question that later I'll let, obviously, Dylan sort of say where you believe if you are one of the same people or a different person.
Yeah, I've never. Do you know what? I've always, from like a really young age, I've always been like a really eccentric character. Like I went through kind of like all the different stuff that you go through when you're a young gay boy playing with like Barbies and Bratz dolls and like all that sort of stuff. Like that was kind of like my thing. Me and my mum were just talking the other day about how I was really into like Angelina Ballerina and all that sort of bullshit, like the fucking magazine collection pish that used to happen. When I started doing drag, it was through a lens of as a dancer. So I've always been a dancer. I've always been a theatrical kind of like performer. And when I started drag, it was basically because like it was like, oh, I'm a queer person that's really enjoying this like underground queer scene that I've found in London. Let me just start drag. Because I'm so inspired by the people around me. And then when I got into drag, eventually I was like, oh my God, I don't feel any different to myself. And this is going to sound really deep, and maybe we can like unpack this later, but I have always felt more beautiful in drag than I do as myself. So that's always been a thing. It's never not been that. So, and that obviously stems from a lot of other shit, but I think that's the big difference, is like I feel like a lot more like presentable just like as a person when I'm in drag as opposed to when I'm not. But personality wise, I think everyone would agree that's here that it's not that different, and it never really has been that different. Like I've developed my drag and it's developed over time, but it's developed alongside my personality. It's never been like, oh, Divine's over here and Dylan's over here. It's always kind of been like they're like one and the same. So yeah.
So no defined sort of definite line between the two. The sort of
No.
merge in between.
Well, I mean, apart from like 2 hours, like 2 hours of getting into drag, that's the only line that separates it. Do you know what I mean? Apart from that, no.
No. Well,
Yeah.
just as an add-on to that, because we're three gay men and we know the troubles that we go through as a
What did you
community.
call us?
We're three gay men. Who,
Oh, sorry.
who's